Hi guys, I wanted to start a video about how I feel and what my life has been like for the past couple months. Maybe a later video about everything that's building up from my life and where I was. I'm kind of just jumping into this. I don't know. I'm kind of impulsive, and I always like to think that how I do stuff is helping, and I feel like getting my message and what I go through is helpful for other people. So, and that's just my personality, and I always enjoy talking to other people and relating and giving suggestions and helps. And today was a bad day, and I'm just trying to figure out how to, continue my therapy, and maybe this could be helpful for someone else. So, my name's Kelsey. I'm 29 years old. I live in Texas, where it's hot all the time, and I hate being hot. About a couple weeks ago, I was going through my mind, and I could feel my internal struggle. I was getting really irritable at my husband, at little things at work, and being angry. And I'm not an angry person. I'm really naturally, calm, and I can, bypass everything, and everything has a reason for why it's happening. But lately then I was just kind of letting it build up, and I think that was the scary part, was it was building up to something really scary. And it built up to something. I'm kind of nervous to tell the story because I don't know, do I want people to know? I don't know. Like I said, I'm just kind of jumping into this. I was sent to the hospital because I was having suicidal thoughts. I'll just start there. I've always had suicidal thoughts kind of growing up into my older age. And I don't know, I think I hit my rock bottom. It was on a Wednesday when I was supposed to go to work, and I just got out of the gym, and I just came home, and some stuff happened, and I was at my wit's end. And I cried and bawled to my husband, and I said I needed help. So he's a nurse, so he's somebody that I trust a lot with who I talk to. So I told him, upset, and I told him I needed help. And so he thought the best option for me at the time was to take myself to the walk-in clinic or ER around the corner and just explain what happened and see what they suggest. Because I was already on depression medication and like 2 other anxiety meds, and I guess not realizing at the time it stopped working, or it just made it worse. So I went to the clinic, checked in, and what really hit me was, I sat out in our truck for about 5-10 minutes, really scared to go in, because I don't know, I've never really trusted strangers with my feelings. And when I walked in, checked in, the receptionist, nurse person, she held my hand and she said, "I'm really glad you're here." And that hit me really hard because in my mind I was like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to live anymore, which is a really scary thought. And just hearing somebody, other than my husband and family say that to me, it hit me really hard. And I guess that was kind of like the peak of, you know, how bad it got. So I check in, I go, they take me back, and I immediately notice that it's not just a regular room. It's a room that they can lock stuff down in case you're trying to hurt yourself. And, you know, that was kind of scary, because I was like, I can't believe that I made myself go this far. And so we were just sitting there, and the doctor recommended me going to the regular. He escorted me up to the regular hospital that we have here in our city. And they transported me by ambulance. And so that was weird. I think I've only been in one once after a wreck, but I don't really recall. I felt really numb at the time, and I was really scared because I wanted my husband to be with me, and he was driving the truck behind us, and, you know, I was scared. I'm scared, and I'm sitting there thinking, what did I get myself into? And I kept trying to calm myself down, thinking, you know, this is what you need to do. This is, you know, calm down, just get checked in, it'll be fine. So expecting to go to a regular emergency room, they wheeled me in and turned the corner, and they put me in a room again, just like before, where there's nothing in it. There's a camera and a bed, and that's it, because they're worried that you're going to try to use something to hurt yourself. And for that, I was feeling judged, and I think that's just a natural reaction to how I was feeling. And I felt judged, and, you know, all the nurses in there, they're probably not even paying attention to me, but I'm sitting there thinking they probably think I'm fucking crazy, because I feel fucking crazy. And I'm thinking that they're sitting there just judging me, like, oh my God, you know, how could she do this to herself? Like, I just, all these thoughts just running through my head. And, you know, how could she let her life get so far? And, you know, we were up there, I don't know, for hours, and like the doctor ran some tests and everything was fine. And then this psychologist doctor comes in, and she asked me some questions, and then she asked if I wanted to voluntarily check myself into the, I don't know what it's called, but it's like a I don't want to say psycho, but like a mental hospital, I don't know. And I said yes, and I was scared to death, because, you know, I don't like to stay anywhere else, really. I'm really home. I'm a home person, and, you know, I don't know. I was really scared, and they put me in these green scrubs that were like made out of like paper. So you had to get out of your clothes, and they were like 4 times the size of my body. And if you had to go to the bathroom, there's no lock on the door. You know, everything's bolted down to where you can't use something to hurt yourself. And it's just like, I'm not going to hurt myself. Or am I going to hurt myself? Would I do it in public? Or, you know, I was still having these thoughts, and I was kind of getting scared straight a little bit. And then I found myself really, you know, scared. And so we had to wait hours for our bed to open up at the place. And finally a bed opened, and I was escorted there again by an ambulance. And, you know, they had me all strapped in, and I'm crying on my way out because my husband's like, I don't know if I'll see you later. And that was kind of sobering a little bit. And so he took my phone, you know, giving up your phone as your lifeline. And I was just like, call my mom. Like, call her and let her know what's happening. That's what I was worried about. I was worried about mom knowing. And, you know, just what can we do? So later on, I get checked in, and that's an experience in itself, and that'll have to be a later conversation. But, you know, I was there for 3 days trying to work on myself, work on my meds, and talk to a lot of doctors and a lot of tech doctors, and you're just like, you're telling your story 14 million ways and 14 different times, and they're trying to figure out, you know, what's going on with you and, you know, what's happening and stuff like that. So like by day 2, I was like ready to get out because of what was happening over there, and my husband kept saying, you know, take this time to be with yourself and figure out what you need, and I was like, yeah. And then part of me was just like, I want to be home. I feel like that's the only way I can really, you know, grow and, you know, learn from this mistake and kind of learn with it. Well, then they diagnosed me finally. They didn't really tell me at first, and then I finally asked them. I was like, so what do you think it is? I was thinking it was going to be bipolar or something like that, but they called it major depressive disorder. And it made sense. I mean, I've always known that I've been, you know, depressed and stuff like that, but how it's increased, I guess, made sense. So I thought it was just, you know, regular depression. Well, I think there's a difference, and I was kind of trying to do some research on it. And I'm still researching to this day what it is about me. And they said it's a mental illness, and it's really scary to think about that, how something is wrong in your brain, and that's the reason why you're not you anymore, or you right now, and how you're gonna have episodes and, you know, really bad things. And, you know, I'm just trying to, I don't know where I'm going with the video, but just kind of wanted to lay out a baseline of where I am. And today I took off a week from work, and, you know, to rebalance my mind, and it was really nice to be alone and, you know, do stuff for yourself and not be on a routine. And when I came back to work, I was really hesitant. I was nervous and scared because work is stressful, and, you know, I'm already stressed out about my own self that's going on. And, you know, I work in a pretty busy environment where you can't stop and think about yourself. You have to keep moving, you have to answer phone calls, you have to do your work to get out, you know. And then Monday I didn't sleep. Tuesday I didn't sleep. Finally Wednesday I took a Benadryl because I was desperate to sleep, and that helped me sleep a little bit more. And I was okay. I did wake up on Tuesday freaking out, and I woke up my husband and I told him I was having really sad thoughts, and, you know, I was really scared to go in, and I was just like, I don't want to go in. And he was real persistent. He was like, no, you have to try. You have to get up and you have to try. So him thinking that I'm mad at him, but I'm really just mad at myself. And I'm just, even just getting out of bed, stepping into the shower, it's a lot of work from yourself to get out of bed and function like a normal person, you know. And it was hard, but I did it, and by the end of the day I felt good. My husband kept saying that you look better, and that was encouraging, you know. And Wednesday came, everything was fine. Thursday was okay. Well, it wasn't great. I'm already experiencing another episode. Like, I cried all day. I had those worthless thoughts in my head, and I just wanted to sleep, and I just wanted to go home and cry. And I told my husband that, and, you know, he's having to trust me being on myself, you know, because of the suicidal thoughts. And I told him I didn't want to hurt myself, and I didn't. I don't. Sometimes I don't. I don't know. It's an internal thought. It comes and goes. To be honest, I don't know. Like, you just feel worthless, and you don't feel like you deserve to be here, and you feel like the people around you, like, I think my husband deserves somebody better. And, you know, and he's like, no, that's silly to think. But, you know, that's what it's a natural thought with somebody with this, you know, diagnosis. But, you know, I'm trying to learn about treatment. You know, being in the hospital, they set up your treatments with the therapist and with the psychotherapist, and it was kind of overwhelming because I had my first therapist appointment last week, and that was a thing in its own. But it's kind of overwhelming because she's like, okay, well, I'll see you every Friday at 10. And I was like, every Friday? I'm used to appointments being like once a month or something like that. But apparently you have to start going every week so you can build a routine and you can talk about yourself so it doesn't build up inside you and you explode and have really bad thoughts again. So I have an appointment tomorrow at 10, and then I haven't seen my psychotherapist yet, or psychiatrist or whatever they are. I don't have an appointment till the 13th. So I'm waiting on that. That I'm kind of nervous about because I don't know what to expect from there. I didn't really know what to expect from a therapist, but I think she's just kind of there to help talk to you. I don't think she's really there to help, like, kind of guide you through your treatment. She's just kind of there to help talk about things and ask you how you are, and because she can't change your meds or anything like that. But today was really rough. I left work about lunch and I came home and I was upset, and right now I feel kind of numb. I don't know. It's really scary because you have to work for a living, and I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, can I continue to work? Can I continue getting up every day, you know, and be dependable at work because they need me, and, you know, my husband needs me to make money so I can support myself too, and there's a lot of thoughts going on in my head, and I'm kind of overwhelmed, and I don't know, but I think I'll end it here. It's like at 17 minutes, so, I mean, I want to look for a healthy outlet, and I feel like talking myself out loud and hearing myself and, you know, documenting what's happening, and hopefully in the future, whenever I'm looking back on this, I'll say I have grown, you know, I don't suffer from that anymore. So here's that, and if you need somebody to talk to you, then I would love someone to talk to you. I'm an open book. I don't mind talking. So, yeah, thanks for listening.